You bent over backwards. You tried harder. You lost yourself just trying to please them, but it was never enough. In today's episode, we're going to dig deep into why narcissists want you to feel unworthy. And we have some free resources to help you get back your confidence and repair the damage that has been done to you. So make sure you stay till the end.
Welcome to the Victim to Warrior podcast.
Warrior Talk. We're John and Melissa, and we're both narcissistic abuse survivors, and our mission is to help other survivors reclaim and rebuild their lives. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for being here. However, we are on audio radio now, so if you need to listen to us, we are on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, and anywhere else you do audio listening.
Right. Have you heard this song before? Messy. I love the lyrics of this song. They're perfect for our topic today, which is why are we never good enough for a narcissist?
And you know, it has nothing to do with love, devotion, support. It has to do with control, because you will pour your entire life, heart and soul into this relationship, but you're never going to be good enough. They're going to move that goalpost. They're going to raise that bar, and they do it to make sure you have low self-esteem, low confidence, because when you don't have either of those, it makes it very difficult for you to have enough nerve to leave or to stand up for yourself. So you will keep trying harder and harder and harder to please someone until your tank is empty. And the problem is you don't get anything back to refill your tank. So you are exhausted, empty, drained, sad, and anxiety-ridden because you can never be good enough for this person.
I love what you said about moving the goalpost, because every time there's an issue that the narcissist has with us, we work so hard to fix this issue, and then the goalpost moves over here.
Yep.
And this is what we're not good enough at, or this is what we need to do better. This just kind of disappears. Now all of a sudden it's this. So it's constant shifting back and forth from one thing to another. And it is so exhausting.
Well, and they're very, very ungrateful for any of your efforts. I know in the case of my situation, one of many, I was the one that was making the money. He was always coming up with these bright business ideas that were never successful, so he never brought any money into the household. But he had 3 children from a prior marriage, and he was behind on his child support. I felt terrible for the kids. So I said, I'll pick up the child support until your business starts bringing in income. I'm thinking that is a good thing. I loved these children, and it was to help them. But as far as he was concerned, I literally was interfering with his punishment to his ex-wife. So he demanded that I not pay that child support till the very last day of the month, knowing all of her bills were due at the beginning of the month and the kids were going without. So I'm sitting here, why would you care? I'm the one paying it. Let's give it to them so they can have what they need. But he's like, no, absolutely do not pay. I had to sneak her the check because I felt so bad. And it was all about punishing her for the end of that relationship and controlling me in the current relationship. It was horrible.
But also you felt like you were doing something to help him.
Yes.
Wait, it worked.
No, it wasn't good enough. It was like I was at, he wanted me to pay it because he didn't want to go to jail, but it was like I had to pay it under his terms and obligations, not thank you so much for paying this obligation, or thank you for taking care of my kids while I'm trying to get my business up and running.
Right.
No, it was all about control and punishment. It was exhausting.
Yeah, really, I know it was for you. Does this sound familiar to you? Do any of the things that we've talked about or this song mentions, do these equate to something that you're dealing with in your life right now? If so, we'd love for you to leave a comment below on just what you're dealing with. Love to get back to you on that. What can we do to help? But also just as a community to support each other. Please leave some comments in the chat just so we can help each other here.
Now, you went through something similar where you were constantly spending all of your energy building up your ex's self-esteem,
Right, right.
and what were you getting in return?
Literally nothing, except for just heartache every night. It seemed like I'd get home from just a stressful day at work, and I worked hard for for our family and for our home and all those things, and it just that was never good enough because it was always about her and what I needed to continue to be doing for her. But it was very, very emotional and manipulative because I would constantly be doing things for her, and my love language is acts of service, so that was my thing, but it was never good enough. I wasn't telling her enough. I wasn't showing her enough. I wasn't, just being there for her enough, and all of these things, it was just exhausting. It was constant, no matter
Tank was empty.
it was totally empty. So I had nothing to give back
Yeah.
for me, at work or in the gym or any of those things because I felt like I was drained all the time. It was absolutely exhausting, really.
And this cycle just completely takes away your confidence and your self-esteem.
Right.
Those are the two things we had when they met us. Think about the person you were before this abusive relationship. All of the energy you had that you could give and receive from a normal relationship. But when you get involved with a narcissist, there is no receiving on the victim side. It was just constantly giving, never enough, never good enough, passive aggressive, comments just to keep you down. And you become a shell of the person that you were when they met you. And we talked about some free resources. Let them know,
Right.
tell them about the master
Right,
class.
right. Our free masterclass is amazing. It's about 25 minutes long, and it's just chock full of great information about daily action steps that you can take right now to really help build your self-esteem back up and your confidence back up. I just love it. And we've had literally 1,000 people or more go through it now with great success. So it is a phenomenal starting point if you realize what you're dealing with right now, which is this cycle.
And you know
And
how it makes you feel. You know what you feel like because when you work so hard to please someone and they either insult you, degrade you, or completely don't even acknowledge it, you feel so deflated. You feel unseen. You feel unheard. And that's exactly what they want you to feel because it's never about you. It is always about them. And so this masterclass helps you build that self-confidence and self-esteem back. So maybe you can build your confidence enough to leave if you're still stuck in it, or if you're out of it, this will give you room to grow back into who you were before, or even a better, stronger version. So it doesn't happen again, and you don't feel bad about yourself because you were always good enough. Now, another resource we have is our Facebook group.
yeah, yeah.
It's private, completely anonymous. We have over 3,000 people in there from all over the world. And it's a place that you can share your stories, your hurt, ask questions. Everybody in this group has experienced some type of narcissistic abuse, whether they're still in it, wanting to get out, whether they're going through legal battles, whether they're out struggling to move forward, or completely recovered, but they stay in the group to help the others. So you feel like you're in a community who is speaking your love language. They understand what you're talking about and they can give you advice or just listen, because when you're in a narcissistic relationship, they never listen.
Right.
They never let you talk. They never let you get your feelings out. So this is a safe place that you can go to in order for you to do just that. And that's what this is all about. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and like this video. We are trying so hard to put information out to everyone who needs it. Since this is searched, narcissistic abuse is searched over 2 million times a month. Isn't that horrible? It is a global epidemic. So the more resources we can put out there, the more we want to help people, because there really wasn't anyone to help us.
Oh, but it was.
Through it. I didn't even know what it was. We had to kind of drag our way through it, which is how we've come up with a lot of our resources. You don't have to make the same mistakes that we did, and you can learn from things that we learned back then. You can take advantage of them now. Now, if you need more personalized support, like you really want to talk about your situation so you can have guidance on what you need to do, what next steps, then you can book a call with either John and myself. We're both certified coaches. And tell them about we have a discount link.
Right. For you, Melissa, because you're so amazing. I'm telling you, Melissa is the best. She's helped thousands of people over her coaching career, and she can help you too. And she's phenomenal. So when you set up a call with Melissa, and I'm going to put her link below, please enter Recovery25 to get $25 off your initial call. And I think we're going to throw in a journal for you also.
That's a big piece.
Big, because that's a big piece of recovery.
And we still journal both of us
Every day.
years and years after the abuse.
Right.
We journal every day.
Right. So enter that code when you set up that call. And again, when you have that call with Melissa, we're going to make sure you get a free journal so that you can really start getting your strength back, your self-confidence, and recovery from the abuse you're suffering.
And go back to, like we said, a stronger version of yourself.
Right.
So you don't get sucked into a relationship and miss red flags. We all miss the red flags. We know we did. But when you're confident and you're sure of yourself, you're aware of those red flags and you know what you're not going to put up with ever again. So we appreciate you guys watching and following us. Make sure you stay tuned for our weekly podcast. And if you can't catch us live on YouTube, make sure you listen to us on one of our audio streaming platforms.